Episode 175, brought to you by Tribe Alpha. I believe achieving success in the outdoor biz is dependent upon embracing the outdoor lifestyle and learning from outdoor leaders that came before you. If you agree, then listen up for tips, advice, and hacks about growing or starting your career in the outdoor biz. My name is Rick Sayes. Welcome to the Outdoor Biz Podcast. Tribe Alpha is great e-commerce for the great outdoors and can help you improve the performance of your e-commerce site. With over 25 years of experience navigating the ever-changing online marketplace, Tribe Alpha has the tools to improve your site, whether your focus is B2B, B2C, wholesale, or dealers. Tribe Alpha can help. And Outdoor Biz Podcast listeners get a special discount. Just visit tribealpha.com/offer to receive a 10% discount off their standard pricing. Their web development experience, coupled with their passion for outdoor adventure, make Tribe Alpha the perfect partner for your outdoor e-commerce website. Visit tribealpha.com/offer. That's tribealpha.com/offer and get your e-commerce site going today. I jumped on a call with Rob Coughlin from Granite Gear the other day. We talked about his transition from luggage and bags to the outdoor biz and the tremendous success Granite Gear has had recently. But first, if you're thinking about starting your own podcast for your brand or passion project, I've created a free cheat sheet outlining 10 fundamental steps to create and launch your podcast. It has everything you need to know about planning, creating, and launching. Head over to ricksayes.com and download this free resource today. Hey, Rob, welcome to the show.
Hey, Rick, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How's it going over there this morning?
You know what? It's pretty good over here in the Midwest this week. You know, we were experiencing some bit of hot weather late last week. Basically, the hottest weather we've seen in like 80 years or something.
I saw that, yeah.
Yeah, it's been crazy here.
Nuts.
But it's cooled off. It's in the 70s now, and it's
perfect.
It's finally perfect. We're able to get out there and have some fun.
There you go. Are you guys getting all caught up from OR?
We are. It was a great show. The new product was well received.
Cool.
We have a lot to look forward in 2020.
Yeah.
Our current product, we just launched our new Blaze as well in 2019.
Yeah, award-winning pack, right?
Yes,
Congratulations.
award-winning Editor's Choice Gold Award pack, first in the company's history, and it's just killing it out there. It's
very cool.
What I say with that pack, it's my one sentence. It's a 3-pound pack that has a 50-pound load rating.
Wow.
There's nothing out there like that.
Yeah, right on. Good for you guys.
Yeah.
So, how'd you get into the outdoors? What was your first exposure to the outdoors?
Well, I'll tell you, man, my career is a little different from a lot of people out there. I actually didn't even go to college.
Oh, okay.
I started working at a luggage company at a very early age. I started working in the repair center.
Oh.
So I got to know the ins and outs of putting together luggage, which is maybe a bit more intense in some cases than outdoor packs because there's a lot more hardware involved. But I really just learned the nitty gritty of cut and sew as far as bags went, and not only hard-sided but soft-sided bags. And I worked in operations most of my youth, my 20s. I consider that my youth.
Now that's youth,
it
right?
Is for me
us.
now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you should see some of these kids that work for us. I'm
I know.
Oh, you were born in what year? It's
crazy. Well, that's cool. So, what was your first outdoor job? Was that your first? Did you do anything outdoors?
So I was in the bag. So I got into the bag industry. It was a company called TravelPro. They invented upright rolling luggage. It was a pilot named Bob Platt. Yeah. It was a great company to get into. We were moving fast. I was moving up. By the time I was 27, I was director of operations, dealing in everything from productions to logistics to you name it, managing a free trade zone down there. And I was 27. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know what the hell I was doing back then. But you know what? You just kind of fake your way through it until you get it. And that progressed into TravelPro into a sales job, which turns into a national sales job. Mm-hmm. And then in 2005, I was recruited by High Sierra, which is a borderline outdoor company, I would say at this point. They're more of a lifestyle. You probably know them very well.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously
they do a lot of luggage for outdoor pursuits, right? They do a big ski line. Yeah.
They do an adventure travel line that they've done since about 1999. That really fills a niche I don't think a lot of other people were doing at the time, but really where we really saw a lot of expansion at High Sierra over the course of a very short time wasn't back to school. So, that lends you into the OR industry, but it's nowhere close to where I am now in Granite Gear, obviously. Completely different consumer. but that was my entree really into the outdoor world.
Gotcha.
I'll get into my personal outdoor experiences in a little bit, but
Okay.
as far as the industry goes, that was my first.
Well, and we all lived for back to school back then. I mean, I was at JanSport, and it was all about that.
Yeah, man, times has changed in the back to school world.
No
I can
doubt,
tell you
right?
that much.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, if it doesn't say, JanSport, North Face, Nike, Under Armour, Adidas,
Yeah, forget
or
it.
maybe you can throw Patagonia in there.
Yeah,
A couple other guys. It's just it's not working these days, and it's become such a contracted business, is obviously as far as brick and mortar goes.
A lot of them have. Yeah. So did you live in Florida? Were you working in Florida? Is that where that was?
Yeah. So let's my upbringing. I grew up in Miami, Florida.
Okay.
I was sandwiched between Biscayne National Park and Everglades National Park.
Nice.
And it was, especially in the 70s and 80s, it's still a wonderful place.
Yeah.
Just an absolute fabulous place to grow up as a kid. And I was lucky enough that my parents were outdoor people. Obviously, the outdoor world in South Florida is a little bit different than I'm experiencing these days.
Not many
up
mountains
in Minnesota.
down there.
Yeah. So spent a lot of time on water.
Mm-hmm.
Grew up with a boat. I bought my first boat when I was in high school, a little bass buggy from Bass Pro Shops. Became addicted to fishing and just wildlife in general, reptiles and amphibians, and just a nut as a kid. Over the outdoors and the wildlife. And let me tell you, South Florida is a great place for wildlife.
Yeah, man.
With all the native and non-native species you have, you never know what's going to show up in your backyard.
Right. And the fishing.
So,
you fished also?
Oh God, yeah. I still fish.
There you go. Yeah.
It's my favorite outdoor pastime, fishing and paddling.
Yeah.
Cool. But yeah, I mean, saltwater fishing and then fishing freshwater in the Everglades. It was.
Do you still get down there?
I do, not as often as I would like to. I still have family down there. I maybe get down there once every couple of years to do some fishing. Try to get out in Biscayne, do some fly fishing on some flats, permit, bonefish, that kind of stuff. That being said, I came to Granite Gear 6 years ago, and I had always heard about the Boundary Waters. Well, 7 years ago, I came to Granite Gear now. I'd always heard about the Boundary Waters. I have a really good friend that worked for me at High Sierra. His name is Rand Whitney. I don't know if you know him.
I know
he's
the
been
name.
around.
I think I've met him.
Yeah, he's been around the industry for a long time. Everybody knows Rand. He's a character. He just kept telling me about, his favorite place to go was the Boundary Waters, and show me on a map and these pictures. And I'm like, this looks incredible.
Pretty amazing.
Have you ever been to the Boundary Waters?
Yeah, a couple times. Yeah. Excellent.
So, 2013 I got my first chance to go to the Boundary Waters, and I've been addicted ever since. It dominates my dreams. It's everything I love. It's, it's hiking, it's paddling, it's fishing, it's wildlife, it's Northern Lights. I mean, I don't have to tell you. However, it's interesting in this, and I know I'm all over the place, Rick, so reel me in.
All right. You're good. No, you're good.
But, it's funny in this industry, working for Granite Gear, which is a core outdoor company. If you look at our consumer, that's the core outdoor consumer. It's interesting meeting so many people within our industry who, when they ask where our company's from, I say Northern Minnesota, and they go, why? What's up there?
Yeah, it's a secret. Yeah.
It is a secret.
Yeah.
At the same time, it's not. When you consider, Rick, that the BWCA, the Boundary Waters Canoe Area, is the most visited wilderness area in the United States, including Alaska.
Right. Well, I think that the challenge, you guys have the same thing we have here. I live in Bishop, and over here in the Eastern Sierra, it's sort of a secret, but not to LA, folks from LA and Southern California, San Diego. It just gets overrun in the summertime. But a lot of these places, when you get into the shoulder seasons, you have them to yourself. There's nobody around.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah, and that's the beauty. I mean, last year we went on a June trip. We saw maybe 2 groups of people portaging, and that was it.
Yeah.
And, in the beginning of June. My favorite time of the Boundary Waters is September. We're going on a trip in the middle of September this year, doing a 5-day trip, and there's no better time to go up there. The bugs are down. The kids are back in school.
Yeah.
It's heaven, the Northern Lights usually. I mean, you can get some dicey weather that time of year, but that,
Yeah, I say the same thing about here. It's September, October. Everybody's back to school. The weather cools off a bit. The colors are starting to pop. It's beautiful. Yeah,
it is.
Very cool. So how did you get involved with Granite Gear? You got recruited to go up there?
So 2012, High Sierra was sold to Samsonite. I stayed on for a little bit after that sale, and then joined a group of a few people who bought Granite Gear in, actually, it would be July 2013. So
Okay.
it's been almost 6 years now. Kept the headquarters up there. Jeff Knight and Dan Cruikshank are the founders of our company.
Yep.
Originated down in the cities in Minneapolis, but moved very early in the company's infancy, which started in 1986, up to the Two Harbors area. And we will always continue to have our headquarters up there. We have a design center down in the Chicago area. We do that because it's difficult hiring people in Two Harbors for design. We do have some people up there as well. We have an incredible engineer and production manager who runs our production floor up there. As you may or may not know, we make product for the U.S. military up in our factory in Two Harbors. So.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's great. So, and you guys have had a lot of growth. You've won. You recently won an award. What's driving the growth, do you think?
Well, we're still a very small company. A lot of people come to see us at OR and think, we're this huge company, a la Osprey or something. And we're not. In 1986, we started in portage packs, obviously being from northern Minnesota, and that continues to be one of our core products. But it is a very niche product. We do the vast majority of that portage pack business in Minnesota. However, our core packs, and really what we're really known for these days, is our ultralight through hiking packs. The Crown Jewel being just that, our Crown backpack, Crown 2 backpack, which Crown 260 launched in 2017, sold out in 2 weeks.
Wow.
Just to talk about that pack, 2.2 pounds, 35-pound load rating, all the bells and whistles you need and nothing you don't need for the trail.
Well, you guys are regularly in the top 10 in the backpackers, outside magazines, all those gear guides and stuff. I always see you guys up there. That's great.
Yeah, we're trying to set the bar. And, I've been in bags, like I said, for like 26 years now.
Right.
There's no more challenging job than I have, or fun job than I have right now, designing packs that are meant to last for thousands of miles. You make a mistake in manufacturing on a through hiker's pack, that fleshes out pretty quickly out there on the trail.
That's right.
And we don't just look at it as a dissatisfied customer at that point. We look at it as a safety issue at that point. You got people out there on the trail who are relying on us to carry all their stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, you can edit that out if you want.
Yeah, right.
So, So,
well, and like you say,
at the end of the day, it becomes a piece of safety equipment for you.
Yeah.
And that's what we have to look at.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, but people are dying on the trails every year on very dangerous spots, like water crossings, other things like
we
that.
have the big snow load here on the PCT this year, and they're all bailing out and going north.
And was it last year or the year before you had a massive,
couple years ago,
like record-breaking snowpack in the northern Sierras? It was just like crazy.
Yeah.
So we look at it like that, and when we have packs out there that fail to market, it devastates us. I mean, we need to know how, why, where, what. I mean. And that's something that we do constantly, that I do as a position as general manager. One of the owners is, I'm talking to hikers all the time. Oh, you had this, and trust me, everybody out there, our return rate is less than 0.8% on all of our products. So by talking about, some issues that may arise, don't worry, you're going to be covered with risk.
Do you guys go to trail days and PCT days?
Yes.
Yeah.
We go to Appalachian Trail Days, Continental Divide Trail Days, and PCT days.
Yeah. Great.
But and when we're seeing these issues out there, I'd like to get a full report from the hiker. I know sometimes that can be an issue to them, but we will replace or repair their pack, and usually if they're on the run, we'll replace it so they can keep moving, and then we'll repair that pack and sell it off as a second.
Right.
And we'll send them a little sack or something for helping us figuring out what we're doing right and what we're doing not right out there.
Yeah, is your pack category, is that the category driving growth, or is there something else?
It is. It's multi-day backpack. So it's the Crown 2.
Well, and this
out
through
there.
hiking thing seems to be blowing up, right? I mean, everybody's doing it.
It definitely is. It is in a growth mode. It has been for a lot of years now, especially since Wild came out out west.
Right.
You know, when Wild came out, the PCT exploded.
Yes, it did.
And we've seen the benefits of that. There's no doubt. We need to do a better job on the PCT. We have identified that. Our Crown pack is a good PCT pack, but it's not a great PCT pack, especially with the water carries that are going on these days.
Right.
And that's one of the reasons we came out with the Blaze, you know, at that 3 pounds, 50-pound load rating, is that water weight. And as I always say, man, if you want to be a billionaire, Rick, figure out how to make ultralight water. All right. Once you do that.
That's right. Some of the heaviest stuff in the world, because you got to carry a lot of it. It's crazy.
I know. And you know what? I mean, there's no way around that, obviously.
Well, and out here, especially because, you know, we do get these big snow loads every, once in a while, but they're an anomaly. They're not normal. Normal is dry.
You can't count on it.
You got to carry water a long way sometimes. Yeah.
Absolutely. So that's what, that was one of the big reasons behind developing the Blaze.
So
others.
Where do you think the future growth is coming from? What kind of is new products, new channels, new categories?
Yes. I mean, so my biggest category, like I just said, is the multi-day packs, ultralight multi-day packs. And we have the Blaze, the Crown. We do some really ultralight stuff like the Virgus.
Yeah.
We just introduced a day pack line that will be launching spring 2020, but we introduced it at the Paso OR show. Very well received. 3 different packs targeted to different activities.
Cool.
Very well received. Got some good placement on that going into next spring. But where if we're gonna take that next step and be a company that we think we can be, we're gonna have to get off the trail. And when I say that, I don't mean get our product off the trail. I mean get those consumers who love our Granite Gear product when we're on the trail to use our product when we're off trail, because we do have such an array of product outside our core ultralight.
Yeah, you do some adventure travel stuff, right?
We do. We have our Crosstrek collection. The Crosstrek 2 is out now, and it's so versatile and so fun, and again fits a niche that I really think people have stepped away from. A lot of the people out there that were doing it, as the travel industry moves closer and closer, or bigger and bigger towards hard-sided luggage.
Well, and it's more direct to consumer too, because a lot of the travel. When I was at Eagle Creek, we had almost as many luggage stores as we did outdoor stores, and now the luggage stores have just shrunk dramatically.
Yes, the luggage industry has taken a knock massively. I mean, the luggage industry as a whole. More people are buying luggage now than ever before.
Right, yeah, they're still traveling.
They're still traveling. It's just they're getting it from different places instead of going to. What did you have out west? You had El Portal in the day, Edwards, and all those guys. Now they're going to Target or Costco or
Macy's,
or the other 90% who are just buying it on Amazon. So it's that industry has had so many dramatic changes.
Are you targeting that for growth, or are you just taking it as
No, we don't go to the luggage show. We did the first couple of years we started.
I probably shouldn't say this, but I don't think anybody goes to the luggage show anymore.
I hate saying that as well. It's now a 2-day show. Next year it's going to be in New Orleans.
Yeah.
It's not the show it once was. But that being said, there's a lot of money in luggage. It's just
I think they have a huge opportunity
at the right place.
I agree. Yeah, they have a huge opportunity. I think they're just kind of not seeing
I think with luggage, also in the travel goods industry, I think you're seeing it's something that we're seeing in society as a whole, the haves and the have-nots, a lot of things. You're seeing the more expensive luggage companies having some growth, and their cheap luggage companies having some growth that are less expensive. And the in-between guys kind of getting weeded out of the whole business. So,
and there's a handful of online guys that are killing it. I mean, they're doing a great job of talking about the category and talking about the activity and selling the product for the activity. Yeah, there's a couple really good ones.
Yeah, selling travel product is fun. Most of the time.
Yeah.
I mean, selling outdoor product is fun all the time.
Right.
Because everybody's buying an outdoor product is just excited as hell to be getting out there, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And in the travel world, especially when it comes to product like ours, which is more adventure-y and casual travel, people use our product. Travel product are usually out there to have some fun.
Yeah, they're going on vacation. Exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What's your future perspective on the outdoor category? Where do you think that's going?
Well, that's a difficult question. It has a million, there's so many different parts of that question to answer.
The retail side of it's challenging as stores struggle. The gear, I think, is getting more and more innovative and creative, like what you guys are doing. And other people.
I think the gear is getting better. I think the gear is lasting longer, and we want that out there, obviously.
Yeah.
As far as the retail side of it, obviously REI is going to be REI, and they're doing a wonderful job. And
yep.
so many people, so many of my international distributors ask me, how is REI doing it when nobody else is doing it? And I go, I have no idea. They're smarter than me. I think the industry is in good health right now. I think it'll continue to be healthy as far as participation goes.
Yeah.
Will the retail environment 10, 15 years from now look like it does this? No, I still think there's going to be some contraction. I encourage everybody out there to support their local retailers out there because there are some incredible shops across this country that have been there for a long time and been serving their community for a long time who are struggling and really need our help out there. So
and I think they're recognizing the need to evolve and adapt and change because they're starting to. I think they've always done that. When I worked at A16 back in the day, we were always shifting gears and moving, and I think more and more outdoor folks are realizing with the competition and the new folks coming on, they have to be maybe more educational than they were back then, or like they were back then, to help everybody get started.
And obviously the consumer and everybody is way more educated than they used to be.
There's plenty.
In the digital age,
the internet alone,
and every question they want to have answered, whether right or not, they can find on the internet.
Yeah.
This is a very difficult question for me to answer about the future.
It's tough. No, it's tough. I mean,
I've
talked to a lot
industry,
of folks about it. Yeah.
It's a moving target. It's not only the retail situation; it's obviously the supply the situation. The tariffs have affected us. We make the majority of our product and all of our multi-day packs down in Vietnam, but we have been making our ultralight packing systems, still nylon sacks and 70 denier dry sacks and things like that, which we sell a ton of. It's about 25% of our business. We had a factory in Southern China for 25 years that after the first 10% tariff went in place, they closed.
Oh, wow.
So we really had to react quickly.
Took a hit there, yeah.
We took a massive hit. I delivered for 25% of my business, and my CEO will hate me for saying this out in the open, but we took a major hit at the beginning of the year for that. We're still up as a company in 2019, but I was looking at 2019 as being the next huge step for this company. And it wasn't as huge as I was because of the situation with our supply chain right now. And we've got it all figured out. And we have a phenomenal factory in Vietnam making our sacks who have a lot of experience.
And there's a lot of good folks over there.
Yeah, there is. The quality in Vietnam for me is the best in the world right now.
They're great. Yeah.
No disrespect to the United States. We have a great sewing floor of 20 people up in 2 harbors. But when you want to get larger runs of product done with the utmost quality, there's some incredible factories down there.
And I think that's a tribute to your adaptability as you overcame that issue. And I think that's what's going on in all of outdoor, right? Everybody's adapting.
It is.
And talking about it and collaborating about it. And that's what's going to save the future. That's what's going to make the next few years and few decades growth oriented, is that collaboration and constant communication. I think that's the beauty of it.
Absolutely.
I mean, outdoor retail is a blast, and you see all the meetings and conversations in the aisles. It's fabulous. Yeah.
It is. I think as an organization, we have started to do this obviously more in the last couple of years since the move from Salt Lake to Denver, but coming together as an industry, and really fighting the fights. There are a tremendous amount of environmental fights going on across the country, including on our home in northern Minnesota with the Boundary Waters.
Right.
And, those are the places where the people are using our product in this industry. We need to protect those places.
Yeah, yeah.
It's obviously a moral obligation, but as a executive in my company, it's a financial obligation as well.
Yeah, those are the playgrounds of all of our customers. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
You can't go to the Boundary Waters and 9 out of 10 people you'll pass, and you won't pass a lot of them, will have Granite Gear on their back.
Nice.
While it's not the biggest part of our business, as portage packs is not that big of a business,
Sure.
it's still an incredibly important business for the soul of this company.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So let's shift gears a little bit. What accomplishments are you most proud of, either personally or at Granite Gear?
Personally, I'm very proud of some of my professional achievements in the industry. I was a 40 under 40 SPB winner.
Yeah.
But as far as what I'm most proud of is really what we're doing these days with Granite Gear, as far as some of our partners out there and who we work with as far as the trail organization, some of our environmental organization, and one of our biggest and what's I'm most proud of is being on the board of Warrior Expeditions.
Oh, cool.
I don't know if you know who those guys and gals are.
No.
So Warrior Expeditions was started back in, what are we now? So it was started in 2013. Sean Gobin, a former Army serviceman, hiked the Appalachian Trail back in 2012, I want to say. And you can go on Warrior Expedition.
Yeah, we'll link to that in the show notes, and I'll go check it out.
Get the full story on it. But when we looked in the history of man and women, as we went through war through the years, we walked home after war. And that was a very therapeutic thing, and to walk off the war in 1948. We had a veteran of World War II, and you can read all about him on our homepage, who decided to do the very same thing, walk off World War II on the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, cool.
This led Sean to the idea of doing it. Now today, 2019, we have 40 men and women, recent combat vets who are on trails, waterways all across the country. We've done 2 clinical studies now that are published on our site that you can read about.
Cool.
We deal with veterans who are suffering from PTSD and TBI, traumatic brain injury. And it's a very, very rewarding program.
I'll bet.
To see the true benefits of outdoor therapy.
Yeah, the transformation those guys probably go through.
Yes, on people who need it so much.
Yeah.
And they're just the most amazing people, and the change they go over the few months they're on the trails or waterways is just unbelievable.
Yeah, I think Sebastian Younger wrote about that in his book. Didn't he write a book called Tribe or something about PTSD?
I know Sebastian.
Yeah, I think he did. I remember reading about that somewhere. I'll have to dig that up and link to that in the show notes too. Yeah, that's great. So
I've seen some of his work.
He's good.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. What outdoor activities you participate in? You still paddle a lot? Get out and hike?
Oh, yeah.
Paddle?
We just did the Des Plaines River paddle a few weeks ago here in Chicago. That's always a fun one. I get out on the trail. I work a lot. So, it's not like I'm getting out there for weeks. I talk to people at other companies, and they're like, I'm going to the Yukon for 4 weeks. I'm like, how do you do that?
Right.
But, I get out to the Boundary Waters definitely at least once a year.
Cool.
We're always on trails, hiking, testing, having fun out there. By far, my favorite thing to do is paddle, canoeing. I love canoeing. I love portaging. I love getting out where nobody is, like we all do out there, which is becoming harder and harder.
Got to go further. You got to have your secret spots.
Yeah, absolutely. And then fishing.
Yeah.
Still love fishing. I go fishing several times a year all over the place. If I'm going out to Portland, I'll hook up with my buddy there and go fishing. If I'm,
You fly fishing, bait fishing, all the above?
All of the above.
Yeah.
Depending where I am. We're going to do a little salmon fishing next month out on the Columbia, and that's going to be spinner. That's some fun stuff, though.
Yeah.
But if you haven't been to the Boundary Waters fishing, it's awesome. And it reminds me so much in a way of fishing down in Florida saltwater.
A little bit, a little bit.
Sometimes you just never know what you're going to get up there.
Yeah.
Whereas, straight bass fishing, you hook up with the fish, it's a bass in the South. But
right.
up here, you don't know if it's going to be a northern, a smallie, a large. You never know. A muskie, sometimes you never know what it is because they're so big and they just play with you for like 45 minutes and you never see the fish.
Right.
That stuff doesn't happen a lot in freshwater.
Doesn't have much out here. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's monsters up there. And
that's very cool.
And, it's the night times up in the Boundary Waters. Nighttime in the outdoors is my time.
Mm-hmm.
There's no better time than getting out under the stars when there's clear skies and everybody's just chilling.
That's cool.
I'm a kind of guy that I start jonesing when I'm not getting out there. I dream about, it's that Call of the Wild kind of thing. It's just like, man, I need to get out there.
Do you get out at least once a month or
Oh, I mean, I get out there once a month and doing like some daytime activities, but to go out there on multi-days once a month now, it just doesn't happen anymore.
Right.
I got kids too, and I have that. I travel a ton, so when I come home on the weekends, if I go out there and go paddling up on the Wisconsin River for 2 days, my wife's not usually too happy about that, but I get away enough that I can't complain.
You get the kids into it? They must be into it. They must love it.
Yeah, you know how it is with, I got 2 daughters, 18 and 19, and the 18-year-old likes it. The 19-year-old,
well, they're not going to, at that age, they're not going to admit they like it until they're about 25. You're at that.
Exactly.
They'll go and they'll have fun, but they won't tell you that.
Yeah, absolutely. They like to go and camp when they're going to like Bonnaroo, but if I want to take them to the Boundary Waters, they're like, well, is there a porta potty there?
Who's the band?
I'm like, no, who's headlining?
That's funny. Do you have any suggestions or advice for folks wanting to get into the outdoor biz or grow their career if they're already in the industry?
Yeah, you know what? I have a lot of people come into this industry and they think it's an industry where it's fun and games, and it is. You go to outdoor retailer, and a lot of it's fun and games, but it is. It's
a blast. Yeah,
it's a blast, but it's also a ton of work.
Yeah,
and what I tell people is obviously you're trying to break into an industry that it's sometimes hard to get into, but when you get your foot in the door, work your ass off.
Mm-hmm.
Don't let anybody outwork you. Do everything that is within your power to be the best at your job. Over prepare for every meeting. Ask yourself questions that either your boss or your customer or your whoever are going to be prepared. That's good. And I'm the king of this. And when you feel that you're not prepared and you're still thrown into it, just fake it until you make it. And I know that sounds ridiculous, but you don't know how many people I've talked to in this world who I've said the same thing, and they're like, well, absolutely, I'm still doing that. And get time and be patient. People come into this industry and right away, they want to be director of design at Osprey.
Yeah, right.
It just doesn't work that way. You got to put in the time. You got to show that work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
We hire a lot of designers in and out of this place. Not that we have massive turnover, but a year and a half ago, Osprey took our director of design.
Mm-hmm.
So we were constantly bringing in young designers a lot, and you have to be able to balance that your love for the outdoors and your want to get out there on a regular basis and your career.
Yeah.
And you
have to nurture both, right? You have to pay attention.
You have to nurture both because they both play on each other.
Right.
You can't just work and not get out there.
Right.
You have to know your product. You have to know the trails. You have to know the people out there.
Right.
You obviously that is such an important part of your business, but you also have to do the nitty gritty things, the things that are the people nobody sees on Instagram. Just sitting at your desk, for 3 days straight, checking out a pack for production or working on a change or stuff that it can be very tedious, whether it's in design or putting numbers together on a financial or sales side.
Yeah.
That's not a lot of fun.
Well, and that's like I was listening to somebody the other day talking. I think it was on a podcast, and there's a lot of fun. There's a lot of creativity, but at the end of the day, there's also a lot of reps, and you've got to put in the reps, right? You've got to go do the mundane work. You got to go do the deep dives and things that may not be fun, but you just got to put in the reps because it's going to make the work better. It's going to make you better. It's going to make the product better. Yeah, all those things.
It's going to make your customers more successful.
Right.
Yeah. So,
all right, cool. Do you have any daily routines you use to keep your sanity? Get some exercise every day. Walk the dog. Kick the dog.
Whoa! I play with the dogs every day. I got two Parson Russell Terriers who are
cool.
High energy and just an absolute blast. On a daily basis, I go to work.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah,
I'm lucky enough to be going to Ireland in a few days.
Oh, very cool.
With the family. Yeah, going to do some hiking over there, whether they like it or not. Actually, for a few days, staying right on a trail that hikes through the Cliffs of Moher area.
Nice.
So, yeah, to get out there to do a lot of exploring. On a daily basis, my routines there's nothing that's massively world changing that I'm going to share with you here. I'm the kind of person who wakes up and I hit that email early.
Okay. Yeah.
I work with a lot of factories overseas, so they've been working all my night, and I get up in the morning and there's a lot of emails. So I get those out of the way before I can relax. I'm not a coffee drinker, but I am, and you guys are going to love this, and don't make fun of me, a Diet Mountain Dew drinker.
Okay.
Now I get made fun of a lot for drinking Diet Mountain Dew,
I had a
which
Mountain
is
Dew habit
ridiculous.
when I was in college.
Well, I'm 50 years old with the Diet Mountain Dew habits. But, listen, and I'm not sponsored by the Diet Mountain Dew people, but if you would like to sponsor me, I am open. But as I like to say about Diet Mountain Dew, it quenches the thirst you never knew you had.
There you go.
And
that's good. I like it.
Yeah. So all of you people in the industry that are like, what are you doing drinking that Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew?
We've all got our thing.
Right.
We all got our thing. Yeah. How about favorite books? Do you have any favorite books?
Oh, man. Well, I read a lot. Favorite book of all time as far as outdoors is like everybody's, which is probably Undaunted Courage.
Good one.
Yeah, I mean, I've read that a couple times. It's just, oh, God, it's fascinating.
Yep.
I like poetry.
Okay.
I like Neruda. I love reading his poems in Spanish, then English, and Spanish again in English. Do a one poem thing and learn a little Spanish along the way. What is the last thing I read? I read a great book about a couple. It's called Paddle to Winter, I believe.
I'll look that up. I'll link to that in the show.
Yeah, Paddle to Winter, and I think it was written back in like 2012 or 11. And at the time, it won like the Outdoor Book of the Year. And it's about a couple who paddled from northern Wisconsin all the way to the Arctic.
I think I've heard of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a incredible read.
Yeah, cool.
And something that I would love to do.
Yeah,
but
right.
it's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
That's a great one I've read recently. There's a company. There's a book called City of Thieves. That's one of my all-time favorite.
Okay.
Cool. It's by David Berghoff, I want to say. Bernioff or something. Great book.
Yeah.
I love that. As far as like the Call of the Wild, I don't care what anybody says, is maybe the best outdoor book of all time. I think we all read it when we were in high school, and I'd be honest with you, I didn't get anything out of it in high school.
Right.
But I've read it in the last year and a half or so again. And holy shit, does that really just explain that, we were talking about before, that Jones, man, that
exactly.
like.
It's in our DNA. Exactly.
Exactly. It's in us. I got to get back in those trees, man.
Yeah. I'll link to those in the show notes. Yeah, that's cool.
So, I'm not, telling anybody anything they don't know on this one, but if it hasn't been since high school since you read Call of the Wild, read it now.
Jump in there. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we'll link to that. That's a good one. How about a favorite piece of outdoor gear under $100?
Favorite piece of outdoor gear under $100? Can it be a Granite Gear?
Yeah, totally.
Thing?
No, here's your shameless plug. Here you go.
Okay, so under $100 are zip ditties, air zip ditties, the 30 denier sil nylon with a polyurethane zipper. They're awesome for your outdoor stuff, but they're awesome just for your everyday pack, for your cords, for your prescription pills, whatever the hell you're carrying in your backpack. It's just great little organizing pouches with different colors, and they pop so you can see them in your bag. And
cool.
Everybody that uses these things are like, they changed my life.
Cool. We'll link to those in the show.
What do I like out there from the industry? I love my Nemo tents. It's not under $100. I love the Night Eyes gear ties.
Yeah, those are great.
Those are awesome.
Those guys make such great stuff.
They do. Amazing. There's some smart people over there.
They're phenomenal. Yeah, it's good stuff. As we wrap up, is there anything else you'd like to say or ask of our listeners?
I would ask them to go to our site and look at some of the organizations we support. All of our trail organizations, but most notably, read up on our the Warrior Expedition program. It's just an incredible. And there's clinical reports here.
Yeah, we'll link to all that.
There's scientific studies. It's amazing. And then our Boundary Waters and our core group is SaveTheBoundaryWaters.org.
Cool.
Go in there. There was about a month ago a piece written in the New York Times on the Boundary Waters, and then about a week ago one written in New Yorker. Take a few minutes, read those pieces, find out what's going on. And join the movement to help save where our company was born, basically, and that's the Boundary Waters.
Yeah, cool. We'll link to all that.
Yeah,
awesome.
Please do.
If people want to follow up with you, how's the best way to reach you? Is it LinkedIn or?
Yeah, reach me on LinkedIn or hit me up on one of Granite Gear's social pages.
Okay, good. We'll link to those too.
I'm always here.
All right. Cool. Well, Rob, it's been great catching up.
Yeah, thanks, Rick. This was a lot of fun.
Thank you. I'll see you at the next Outdoor Retailer Show.
Yes, you will see me at the next Outdoor Retailer Show.
Right on, man. Have a great rest of your summer.
Take care, brother.
Yep, bye-bye.
Bye.
If you want more of the Outdoor Biz Podcast, you can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to go to theoutdoorbizpodcast.com where you find all the episodes, show notes, and much, much more. Until next time, be sure to make time to get outside.